the vision board down. The reason you fold every year is not because you lack vision, it is because you lack the action to back it up. We all know how to dream. We're really good at imagining the life that we want. But the biggest lesson that 2025 has taught me is that outcomes don't change from dreaming. So what we really need is an action board. You're probably new here, so hello, I'm Rue. I'm your favorite guide to align action. Welcome back to my channel. It is the first video, well, really this will be the second video you're seeing of 2026. I'm just super excited to stay consistent on YouTube and just produce more and more content. As your favorite guide to align action, it is my job to help you reach your goals. This year in 2026, we are fully taking the wheel of our lives and not only knowing what we want, but identifying as a person who moves differently. So today we are structuring our goals together. Me personally, I love to split my goals up into different sections. I have mental goals, I have physical goals, I have aspirational goals, I have social goals, I have happiness goals. We're going to go through all of that together. We are using the same layout, but you can structure yours according to your own personal goals. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe to all of my socials so that we can build our dream life together. Okay, let's first talk about why people fold. New Year's is very stressful. Maybe you're coming out of the previous year with a lot of doubt because maybe you didn't reach some goals that you wanted to reach. But look at the new year as a new slate. The new year is a brand new slate for you to start over, for you to identify differently, for you to move differently. Do not tie yourself to the past, because you can create a new normal for yourself at any time. And failure to realize that is the number one reason why people fold. It's because they see change as a costume they can wear in January and hang back up by February. But no, the change that you want is a deep-rooted identity shift. You are changing everything that you've ever known, everything that your nervous system has ever known, everything that your brain has ever known and found safety in. You are dismantling all of that so that you can thrive, although your brain is only wired for you to survive. That is also one of my biggest realizations in 2025 was that my brain is only meant for me to survive. It's not meant for me to thrive. It doesn't care about my goals. It does not care about what I want to achieve. All it cares about is keeping me alive. That is it. If it means creating a bunch of safety barriers to keep it comfortable, that's what it's going to do. Because remember, your brain does not like change. Your brain wants to stay the same. Your brain loves familiarity. It loves comfort. It does not like change. The brain does not like change. That is why it feels so hard when you're trying to build a new habit, because your brain is resisting the change. It's like, no, we're not comfortable with this. This is not what we're familiar with. So no, I'm not going to go along with this change. I want to go back to what was comfortable. But do not be tricked by that. That is when you realize that, okay, this is my brain's safety mechanism going off. This is my brain prioritizing survival, as it should. Otherwise, we wouldn't be alive. But you are the driver of your life. Number two reason why people fold is because they don't really have structure. You are completely eyeballing it the whole entire year and wondering why the recipe doesn't come out right. Mostly, if you're eyeballing it, you are completely driving yourself to failure. In such deep shifts like this, structure is needed. Structure is necessary, because I will keep repeating it. You are completely moving away from your old identity. You're completely shifting who you are as a person. So how are we going to make this year different? I'm glad you asked. You are going to rewrite your identity, and you are going to do this through I am statements. I love I am statements. It's like, who do you envision yourself as a person? The version of you that is living your desired life. Who is that person? What does that person act like? What does that person identify as? And I actually did this on my phone last year. Like literally, I just put in my notes, I put, who is Rue? And then I just wrote a bunch of I am statements like, I am respectful, I am kind, I am motivated, I am ambitious, I am disciplined, I'm a go-getter. Here they are. I am someone who is disciplined. I am someone who is goal-oriented. I am someone who has an internal locus of control. I am someone who is gentle with herself. I am someone who prioritizes progress over perfection. I am someone who pushes herself out of her comfort zone. Like, things like that. You need to go through, you need to write a bunch of I am statements, and before you can even embody it and step into it, you need to know what you're identifying as. And this is completely personal. You can also look at your current version and see what traits are helping me and what traits are holding me back. And then once again, you can write accordingly. And speaking on current identity, I don't believe in treating yourself like a project, because you are a human being. You are going to make mistakes. You will forever be flawed for as long as you're alive. But the whole entire point of this is being the most aligned version of yourself you can be with the life that you would like to create / live. Is being authentic and being in alignment with your true self. Every year can't be a rebrand. At some point, you got to be branded. I think that's a good reassurance that a lot of people need to hear, especially as someone who is a perfectionist and went down that rabbit hole of like self-improvement more like self-erasure, but I went down that self-improvement toxic rabbit hole of constantly feeling like I need to fix everything about myself. I'm a human being. I'm going to be forever flawed for as long as I'm alive. I will forever have things that I could improve. Maximizing versus being satisfied. I've learned last year to lean more into the satisficer category. One of my favorite YouTubers, Christina, she was talking about this, like that video really spoke to me, and she said like what self-improvement is doing to Gen Z. It really resonated with me when I was struggling with perfectionism. That is also a reminder that we need to go into this with. Next step, make your environment agree with the I am statement. If you are someone who reads a lot and you're someone who wants to reduce your screen time and put that energy into consuming more valuable things, that you have a book by your nightstand or your phone on your nightstand charging. You would have your book. That's what I mean by making your environment agree. All the things that don't align, get it out. now. But like I said, start small. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to split the year up into quarters. Another thing that makes the new year overwhelming is the fact that people like to focus on the entire staircase, which is all 12 months, instead of the step in front of them, which is month by month or quarter by quarter. We're going to split the month into 3 quarters, 4 months each. So January to April, May to August, September, October, November, December, September to December. Splitting the year up into quarters like this forces you to focus on the step in front of you instead of all 12 months, which is overwhelming. It's like, oh my God, I have all of these goals I need to achieve. How am I going to get it? Focus on the quarter and the month that you're in. That is it. So right now we are in the first quarter of the year, January to April. And from there, you're going to focus on your small, repeatable, actionable steps and micro habits, because the big things that we want require us to focus on the small micro habits that are actually going to get us there. Small things lead to big results. Like going to the gym at 5 a.m. I wake up at 5:30 to head to the gym at 6. And my goal this year is to stay consistent with that. And part of me, I'm glad that I did kind of like the hard work of getting started last year, a couple months ago. And now it's like, okay, now I just got to stay consistent with it. I saw a TikTok that said, if you wake up early to go to the gym, once you start thinking, you've already lost the battle. And they're so right, because you get stuck in analysis paralysis. I've woken up so many times at 5:30 and I start thinking, do I really want to go to the gym? And I'm just like, stop thinking. Because one time I actually was about to go back to sleep, but then I got myself up. I was like, just go. Don't even think about it. Just get ready and just go to the gym. And that moment right there where I was actually going to go back to sleep could have led to so many different outcomes. I could have done that one day, and then the next day it was time for me to go to the gym. I could have made up the same excuse and be like, I'm tired. That bad habit would have grown into something much further had I actually went through and reinforced it that first time. You can go either way. So it's your choice. I saw somebody in the comments say that they were waking up early to go to the gym, and one day they're like, I'm just gonna not go today. I'm just gonna skip today. And guess how long that same I'm just gonna skip today went on for? 3 months. So you see how those small habits can lead to big outcomes. Choose wisely. Okay, so now we are going to structure our goals together. My theme for this year is, I guess we'll have to find out. And I made a TikTok video about this. So that is the mindset that we should all go into this year. With every doubt, uncertainty, fear, whatever, I literally combat it with, I guess we'll have to find out. Oh, what if this doesn't work out? I guess we'll have to find out. I guess I'm going to have to actually do the thing and see the outcome for myself. Because half of the time, the things that your brain comes up with, all of the worries, they are so irrational and they are so notoriously inaccurate. And like I said, that is a part of your brain's safety mechanism. That is a part of your brain wanting you to survive and not thrive. It makes up all of these irrational fears to get you not to do something outside of its comfort zone, but you have to say, no, I guess we'll have to find out, and you do it anyway, and you're showing your nervous system and your brain a whole nother reality. So the more you do it, the more you get better at it. And the more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you get out of your own way. So my mental goal is really having a peaceful mind. I really want to prioritize my peace. That is what I need this year. Not even just in 2025. My whole entire teenage years. I'm about to turn 19 this year, bro. My whole entire teenage years messed up. And like I said, we are prioritizing micro habits. So how do I plan to do that? I plan to do that by meditating every night, brain dumping, which I've been doing. I've talked about brain dumping before, but it is so helpful. I just take all the thoughts in my mind and I put them onto paper, and you can physically feel the thoughts leaving your brain every time you do it. Meditation every night. Ever since doing it for like the past week, I feel so peaceful going to bed. And another thing that I've been noticing, because I already did talk about how I found out that I was struggling with OCD, how I was struggling with disassociation, perfectionism, all these things, like my brain was always in fight or flight. And for the first time ever, I now dream regularly. I just started realizing this like a week or two ago. I'm like, I'm dreaming very vividly now. Now my brain is not like disassociated anymore because I did a bunch of work to like regulate my nervous system. But now I dream vividly. That's something that I had never experienced in the past 5 years. And that is how I know that my mental state is so much better than it was before. Also, I want to stop maladaptive daydreaming. Once again, Okay, physical, I want to prioritize nutritional value in my meals. I want to eat 3 meals a day because I did a lot of experimenting with my weight and stuff. It wasn't very good. I was not eating very well. I was not eating enough. So this year, I need to prioritize eating 3 meals a day and prioritizing protein within that. Another thing is being specific with your goals. Not only prioritizing nutritional value, but prioritizing protein. I also want to get tattoos this year. And since we're in the first quarter, I want to get my first tattoo. For my aspirations on here, I would like to show up more authentically, honestly. I made a video about authenticity, so now I'm practicing what I preach. I've always like said this myself, but I want to be my own comfort creator. I can proudly say that yes, I am my own comfort creator, that I make content that I myself would watch and I myself would click on if I saw the thumbnail or it came across my For You page. I can probably say I would 100% follow myself, and that's the validation that I go off of, because I always preach like your opinion is the only opinion that matters. Yes. This year I also want to get PR for my dream brands, which that already came true. The 2nd of January, Good Molecules, they DM'd me because I sent them a message, an email like a while ago, like a year ago, and I was like, hey, if there are any opportunities, I would love to be a part of it. And they emailed me January 2nd, like clockwork, bro. She was like, oh, I viewed your page, like I'm a fan, I love how dedicated you are. And I was like, oh my god, is this real? That is amazing, and I want more of that this year. And what I plan to do, I would like to add more niches into my page, like fashion, makeup. I also want to learn guitar, just learn a skill for fun. I also plan to reduce my doom scrolling with learning guitar. Okay, now I'm moving on to my social goal. Number 1, I want to find my people. I'm continuing that journey from 2025 into 2026. Like, I need my girlfriend soulmate bad, like right now. The only thing I can do is put myself into positions to receive, which I did last year, and I'm just gonna continue that momentum this year. Another one is I want to get in the dating scene. Mom, you don't watch this video. I downloaded the apps over winter break, and I've already had like a couple of talking stages. And my overall motivation for that is I just want to learn more about myself in that arena. What I like, what I don't like, what I want, what I don't want. If something comes out of it, cool. If something doesn't come out of it, that's okay. Now my last category is happiness. Solo trips. I want to go on ideally 3 solo trips, realistically 1 solo trip. In the summer, I'm going to Chicago. If I go on my 3, I want to go to LA, I want to go to New York, and I want to go to Chicago. But realistically, 1, which will be Chicago in the summer, because I'm in Indiana and it's like right there. Especially since it's my first ever solo trip, that's the one that I would go with. Lastly, I want to take the seriousness out and put the fun into the things that I do. Like me making music, me learning guitar, all of those things are just fun. I just look at it and I'm just like, okay, it's just simply me expressing myself. So we are here for a good time. Life is just too short to be so serious and so rigid about everything. You generally don't know when this could end. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Happy 2026. We are definitely continuing this conversation down below in the comments. Leave your biggest goals down below in the comments, and we are going to help each other structure them and live our best lives. 2026 is the year for all of us. Make sure to follow all my social medias, and I'll see you guys in the next video.